this is down to you, my friend. And listen, you may feel fired up for 10 minutes after this little talk, but you're not going to feel fired up forever. You need to put systems in place. You need to get discipline. And like Justin says, you need to get an atmosphere of people around you who are going to keep you accountable and not make it easy for you to continue to be a fucking nobody. And then you're going to fix your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay a nobody. And I wake up and I decide, even though I don't feel like working, I'm going to work my ass off.
What you are looking at is a man who stood for what he believed in. A man who defied all the pre-programmed systems of society that were designed to keep us poor.
Every class you learn in school, every TV program you watch, every website you find, all of them are created to keep your mind inside of a box. Because by keeping you inside of a box, they can keep you broke. And when they keep you broke, you must adhere to society's rules and laws, even if you know they're unfair, so you have enough money to eat.
Despite getting banned from social media and arrested for expressing his honest views, there is something unique about this man that still attracts millions of followers. And that unique aura of his personality boils down to his powerful words that touch the soul of every person and brings out the ugly truth we try to avoid every day.
I have honor to my last name and to my ancestry. It would be disgusting for them all to have fought saber-toothed tigers so I can wake my lazy ass up, jerk off all day, and ask on YouTube how I can stop being a fucking loser.
If you look at the list of the top 10 billionaires of the world, all of them defied the systems of society, fought their fears, and became self-made billionaires. However, Andrew surpassed all of them by creating the only university that turns an average person into the powerful individual he deserves to be. And the roots of this enormous journey began at the time when Andrew himself was most vulnerable in his life. Born and raised in a poor neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois, Andrew's mother used to work as a catering assistant. At a very young age, he witnessed something that no child should ever go through in his life: watching her parents getting divorced in front of his eyes. After the divorce, his mother took her children to England and worked day and night to provide them with the best life she could. And Andrew and his younger brother Tristan appreciated her mother for taking care of them. However, whenever a luxurious car passed by his house, he always felt annoyed or irritated and questioned why he couldn't afford the same.
I was walking to college with a couple of my friends, and a Ferrari drove past. And I said, "Bro, you see that?" And he goes, "Yeah, what about it?" I said, "Doesn't that piss you off?" I must be about 16. He goes, "Why?" So this dude has 400 G's for a car, 400 grand. I'm walking 4 miles to college because my mom hasn't got any car. He has 400 grand. Do you think he works a job? Do you think he's fucking behind a counter somewhere? He knows something about the world that I don't know.
While all of his friends were ready to follow the systems of society, Andrew was determined to follow his heart to get things he never had. He soon realized that in order to shift his status from being broke to rich, he must partner with others to create a successful business. So in the year 2005, Andrew started practicing boxing and other forms of martial arts to become a professional kickboxer. Now it might seem unusual to many why he decided to begin his business career by practicing kickboxing at such a young age. With his influencing words, he could have created a sales business or established a real estate empire and still be super rich. While if you look closer, becoming a kickboxer is deeply connected with two main reasons of his childhood. One, it helps him release his anger on the trauma he had to go through when he was young. Because no matter how far we reach in life, our hurtful memories somehow shoot back one way or the other. And the second main reason was fame or coming into the limelight in front of the entire world. So he set his eyes on International Sport Kickboxing Association, ISKA, which regulates kickboxing matches worldwide. Andrew realized that with fame and recognition, he would establish his presence and become rich like top sportspersons in the world. Conor McGregor was also on the rise during that time. Surprisingly, Andrew shocked all his competitors, who underestimated him as a rookie. In 2009, he was ranked number 1 in the entire Europe at ISKA Full Contact Cruiserweight Championship. As this was his first championship, he was nicknamed by his fans King Cobra, a sign that you also see in his podcast. After achieving this title, Andrew was unstoppable and was winning every match back-to-back. 2 years later in 2011, he even managed to beat Jean-Luc Benoit, but not on to win his first ISKA world title. However, as the crowd was cheering his name, Andrew realized the ugly truth about this game. And that ugly truth was this.
I was a kickboxing world champion, but kickboxing's not boxing, right? Yeah.
So I'd make like $100,000 a fight. You fight 2 or 3 times a year. You pay 20% to your manager. You pay taxes, but you're not rich. And I didn't consider myself rich, like 30, 40 grand chunks, twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, living in London. London rents, need a car. You're trying, like you're not rich in any way.
Despite winning 76 out of 85 matches of his kickboxing career, Andrew was devastated to the core for not being paid well. His years of hard work started falling right in front of his eyes. That is when he recognized that all this time, he was part of the system that never wanted him to grow beyond his talent. Now many people have been hit in their life with the same situation as this. Some complain about not being paid well at their job, while others fear switching their current job for a business. In the end, we are all trying to fight our fears. Even Andrew at this stage was hit with the hardest punch on his face, and he was stuck between 2 biggest challenges that he had never faced in the ring. He can either go back to the same ring and be an average man or fight his fears to create the better future he deserves. After months of fighting the biggest battle with himself, one day, he took the leap of faith.
I woke up one day and I thought, I'm giving 6 hours a day of absolute focus and energy to this. And I believe I'm smart enough that if I put that much tenacity into something else, I can be a multimillionaire. I truly believed that. I was like, I've realized now I've reached the pinnacle of kickboxing. My choice is either to change over to MMA, which I was offered to do earlier in my career, but at the time, the kickboxing contract paid more money. I had to pay the bills, so I went kickboxing. Change over to MMA, learn to wrestle, change over to UFC, blah, blah, blah. But this is also like 7, 8 years ago where even the UFC didn't pay the money it pays now. Step 1 is, decided to be very logical about it. Chess player, right? So I was like, I want money. So I started trying to write down what I had. I was like, I have an apartment, I have a BMW, I'm in good shape, but I already use that for fighting. What can I do? I can play chess. I'm just writing down the things I have and what I'm good at.
He came to the decision to help others get out of the same trap he was in. Now many people think of making money by stealing jobs from others, but Andrew's decision was heading toward a journey that could change millions of lives. After announcing his retirement from kickboxing, he established an online university called Hustlers University. Apart from what we see in college, Hustlers University was focused on getting people out of the job trap and making millions of dollars by doing things that are not taught in college. From making money through cryptocurrency to building a multi-billion-dollar e-commerce business, he created in-depth videos on how anyone can become rich without going to college. He could have failed at the beginning, but his faith in his abilities was the one leading his future. And within a few months of its launch, Andrew amassed 100,000 subscribers for these videos. As people from worldwide started recognizing his business skills, the number of Andrew's fans rose to an enormous level when he launched his live podcasts, sharing honest views about dealing with procrastination, laziness.
So you're either going to become a warrior, or you need to adopt the ways of a warrior, or you need to accept your position in life, which is just to suffer the pain of being a loser forever.
Feel any different? I know sometimes you can tell. There's no, I don't know.
And even being honest about the way a man should treat his woman.
But I am very, very protective of the people I care about.
Right. But you believe in the concept of marriage?
Completely. That's what we were talking about the whole time.
What do you think?
We talked about a man giving a woman away.
Okay.
I believe in marriage more than anybody. In
here's
fact,
my-
I believe in marriage in, no, please.
Okay.
I believe in marriage in the traditional sense. I believe a man has a duty to stand up and be a real man. I believe that the problem with the world today that we are facing is that not enough men are sticking to the age-old ways of masculinity. I believe that me standing up and saying a man must protect a woman and provide for her, so he needs to make sure that she's safe. He needs a degree of authority to
I have
protect
no
her.
problem.
From a distance, it might seem easy to sit in front of the mic and answer questions. But keeping himself live on YouTube and coming up with powerful solutions to various life issues of the people is a gift that few people are born with. For example, giving deep advice on dealing with negativity.
There's not many truly, like, if you put effort into the universe, I think it's Newton's second law, right? Equal and opposite force. People always say, oh, I wish I had something to work on. You could work hard on anything. It can be the most jackass thing. You can work hard on, I don't know, fucking whittling twigs. But if you truly work your ass off, it's difficult for it to have a negative impact on your life.
And motivating others to fight their fears.
Now, if I wake up, I've already got this massive head start over you in life, in nearly every genetic gift, plus all my finances, plus my network. And I wake up and I decide, even though I don't feel like working, I'm going to work my ass off. And you wake up way down there, a peon, and you can't be bothered to work. What chance do you have against men like us? You don't stand a chance. You can't get the girl. We'll take the girl off you. We'll bankrupt your ass. We'll kick you out your house. You name it. You don't stand a chance. Now, if you're going to wake up and look in the mirror and understand that you're absolutely not only crushable, that you're a rabbit and that lions exist, and that's not going to motivate you to do something about it, then you're a lost cause. And there's no point in asking us a question. You know exactly what you need to do. If you want to stay killable, then stay killable.
Andrew's words were spreading like fire in everyone's minds. Despite his words piercing through the soul of every human being and showing off their ugly truth, his number of fans was growing at an incredible rate. In fact, in July 2022, Andrew was searched more than Donald Trump and COVID-19 on Google's search engine. But with his rising success and proving to the world not to depend on jobs, there were few people from the authority who were jealous of his success. On April 11, 2022, a man called the U.S. Embassy in Romania and complained that his ex-girlfriend, who is an American citizen, was being held intentionally captive at Andrew's home. However, what the Romanian police failed to realize is that the U.S. government leaders intentionally targeted Andrew, and the objective of this arrest was to suppress his views and damage his fanbase, so that people still keep believing the lies they have been fed for centuries. This incident also connects back to famous leaders of the U.S. who were banned for expressing their honest and truthful views. The same way social media giants backed by the U.S. government targeted Andrew for violating their policy, forcing him to lose more than 4.7 million followers on Instagram. But what could people of authority do when they have nothing to prove against him? After months of investigation, the Romanian police have failed to find any evidence against Andrew. And the two women who lived with the Tate brothers openly defended them in court. Well, when the truth is powerful enough to eat all the lies, no government power can stand a chance against it.
Freedom at last.
Mashallah, brother, mashallah, mashallah.
It's a little bit emotional. I've been in one room since last year, so it's a little bit emotional. I want to give respect, firstly, to the judges who heard us today, because they were very attentive and they listened to us and they let us free, so I have to give absolute respect to them. I have no resentment in my heart for the country of Romania or for anybody else. I just believe in the truth.
It was political, so.
I believe in God, and I think that the fire of truth will eventually destroy all lies, and anybody who lies on a long enough time frame will feel the sting of regret, and I believe in this.
Yeah, sure.
I truly believe that justice will be served in the end. There is 0% chance of me being found guilty of something I have not done. I maintain my absolute innocence, and I think most people understand this, and I look forward to being home. So thank you very much, everybody.
So what do you think about Andrew Tate's honest views on life? Tell us in the comments section below. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the like button if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching.